City of Baltimore and New York, two Iron Men. That's Utah Street that runs parallel to the right field fence. Separates the ballpark from that great warehouse. This ballpark, all these years later, is just an absolute gem, and that is a view from inside the warehouse, which they kind of built the stadium around, and it made perfect sense, and it's a perfect frame for this ballpark. So the Orioles take the field. We're about to begin this game, game 2 of the 4-game set. Yankees starting lineup brought to you by Stop and Shop. Paul Goldschmidt at first base leads off. Batting second, the right fielder Aaron Judge. Cody Bellinger in center field will hit third. Cleaning up the DH, Giancarlo Stanton. Ahmed Rosario at third base. Austin Slater in left. Bottom third of the order, Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second. Anthony Volpe at short. And Austin Wells will catch up at ninth, with Will Warren making the start for the Yankees.
When you look at Trevor Rogers, there's some numbers that stick out to me. Michael, he doesn't walk people, and he doesn't give up home runs. Something that the Yankees feast on. Should be interesting tonight.
Let's check out the Nissan Pitcher Scatter Report.
Well, what a turnaround for him. Last year, between the Marlins and the Baltimore, 25 starts, a 4.92. 16 starts, a 1.43. Benders, he's got a really good one. Between his slider and sweeper, hitters are hitting .068, 4 for 59 with 2 extra base hits, and on the defense. He throws 2/3 first pitch strike percentage, and of pitchers that have thrown 100 innings, Michael, his overall strike rate is 69%, which is third in the AL.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense, brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Let's concentrate on second base. Jackson Holliday struggling defensively. He is -7 outs above average, and that's the 4th worst among Major League second basemen. So the Yankees won the first game of this set, 7-0. Now we'll take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, I mentioned it earlier. Something's got to give. He's only given up .27 homers per 9. The Yankees have hit 258 homers this year. They lead the majors by 33 in that quarter. Little margin for error. In his 16 starts, he's given up 0 or 1 run in 12 of them. He's only given up 2 in 3 of them. And 6 in 122. He has the 6th best WAR, but he has 122nd when it comes to starts for pitchers.
First pitch to Goldschmidt is a strike, and we're underway here in Baltimore. And the lefty deals. High fly ball. Jeremiah Jackson is there. 1 out. Game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It's 82. It feels a little hotter, and we are really squeezing the last drop out of summer. Well, here is Aaron Judge. 48 home runs, 104 runs batted in, leads the American League with a .328 batting average. 1-0. Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire. Quinn Walcott at first. Edwin Jimenez at second. Ramon De Jesus over at third.
You know, Michael, one of the things that sticks out to me about Trevor Rogers is when he misses his spot, he misses usually all the way across the plate and up in the zone, so he doesn't get hurt by it.
Judge has 48 home runs in 108 games against the Orioles. He's been great in September, 18 for 49, 367, including 19 walks.
Yeah, you talk about the walks, Michael. I was looking at the last 21 games. I mean, these are like video game numbers. His on-base percentage is .542. That's unheard of. I mean, if you get to 400, you're doing great.
3-2. And the pitch. Line foul. Now, usually a great deal of Yankee fans make their way down to Baltimore. You can see over the Yankee dugout on the third base side a lot of Yankee uniforms, and then You look at the right side over the Orioles, I got a lot of orange Oriole jerseys, so it looks like it's split at this point, but Yankee fans have long, since this ballpark opened, made this trip and turned this kind of into a mini South Bronx. Here's the payoff. Strike 3. Judge down looking.
Generous call by Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire. The ball is definitely inside, and I know he's pitching extremely well, but this ball's inside. They get the call, and Aaron probably should have had another walk. You're going to see the overhead here. It's almost over the white line. But Basayo does a nice job of presenting it, catching it, and not moving a lot.
Well, when you look at it with the superimposed box, he missed by a lot.
Yes.
So 0-1 on Bellinger, a .359 hitter against left-handed pitching with a .404 on-base percentage. 29 home runs for Bellinger, 97 ribbies. Let's check out what Adrian Johnson's all about. Yeah, hitter friendly, but not with Judge up at the plate. Crew chief, 20th big league season, fewer high strikes, fewer inside strikes.
Pretty easygoing demeanor too.
1-2.
And as a manager, you get to know their demeanor a lot, and as a catcher, but as a manager too, because he'll give you some leeway.
Two and two. Strike 3, and Bellinger knew it. So Rogers retires the Yankees 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Now the Orioles are coming to bat. Turn against the Orioles, and the Orioles starting lineup brought to you by Stop and Shop. Jackson Holliday at second base leads off, then Jordan Westberg at third. Gunnar Henderson at short hits third. Cleaning up the DH, Ryan Mountcastle. Dylan Beavers in left field. Jeremiah Jackson at right. Samuel Basayo, the catcher, is going to hit 7. Hitting 8th and playing center field, Colton Cowser. Kobe Mayo at first base will bat 9th, and we've already seen Trevor Rogers pitch the top of the first inning for the O's.
Well, Will Warren has been really important to this rotation because he takes the ball every 5th day. See where he's made 31 starts, 152 innings pitched. He's done a really good job.
All right, let's check out the Nissan pitcher scatter report.
Well, he needs a backup plan because against the Boston Red Sox, 13 of the first 14 pitches were fastball, and he gave up 5 hits and got in a lot of trouble that first inning, giving up 6 runs. Home and road splits. He's been really good at home, a 3.28, 5.81 on the road. He's got to figure out the road. And left-right. Lefties are hitting 270 with an 801 OPS, where righties are hitting 228 with a 654, and he's going to see 5 left-handed hitters tonight.
He also has to figure out the first inning. He has a 6.39 ERA in the first inning.
You know, so many of these times for him, it's the first time on a mound. You know, at home, he's on that mound all the time, and he gets used to it. This is his second start at Baltimore, so hopefully he is more comfortable.
You know, sometimes the answer is so in front of you and you don't accept it. Aaron Boone was asked about his first inning struggles. He said, you know what? He's facing the best hitters in the lineup. That's the way lineups are made. So he's got to get those guys out, but it's no surprise that that part of the lineup scores runs, and sometimes it happens against the best pitchers in the first inning.
Well, I talk about it. It's the only time a manager has his lineup set for sure the way he wants it. And you look what he's done here. You know, he got ahead of Jackson Holliday, but he's thrown a changeup and he's thrown a sweeper, so they are trying to mix in his other pitches.
And a strike.
Yeah, he seems to like that third base side of the strike zone. That wasn't in our scouting report about being hitter friendly.
And it wasn't in the strike zone either.
Oh, well.
So 3-2 on Holliday, hitting 250. High fly ball. Bellinger there. 1 down. Why don't we check out the Yankee defense? Brought to you by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Slater in left. Bellinger we saw in center. Judge over and right. In the infield, Rosario plays third. Volpe, another start at short. Chisholm Jr. at second. Paul Goldschmidt over at first. Austin Wells behind the plate. Stanton the DH. And the youngster Will Warren is on the mound. Jordan Westberg. And a strike.
You know, I was talking to someone from the Orioles, and they were telling me not once have they had what they anticipated to be their lineup, everyone in the lineup at the same time. There have been people hurt all year long, and here's one of them right here. He's been out twice. Had some shoulder problems, then he had an ankle problem. He's just getting back from that. You think about Henderson started the year on the IL. Rutschman's been on the IL twice with ribcage. They're expecting him to be back sometime next week as he's on rehab. They have not been able to keep their position players healthy.
And the 0-2. You know, when Joe and I did the Open, we showed you the race now for the American League East. The Blue Jays have the best record in the American League. Yankees now have the second best record, and the Blue Jays have lost a couple of games when the Yankees have won, so it's 3 games between the two, but the Yankees have to pick up 4 games because the Blue Jays and the Yankees, the tiebreaker goes to the Blue Jays in head-to-head. Strike 3. Westberg down looking.
Well, that's what he's great at, is taking third strikes on his fastball. I think a lot of times people think that it's going to either run off the plate or they get fooled. He's sneaky. He has a lower arm angle, so the ball seems to get on you a little bit quicker. 96 miles an hour, perfect spot, down and inside to a right-hander.
There's Gunnar Henderson. Anyway, on the Open, we said that the Yankees have the easiest schedule left in baseball. But one thing that I warn you against, 6 of the 9 games are against the Orioles. Now, the Orioles don't have a great record because they started the season 16-34. But since that point, they're 56-47. So they're not the worst team, or they're not one of the worst teams. They played much better with Tony Mansolino as the manager, 57-54. So this is a better team than the overall record would indicate.
Well, the other thing they got is they got starting pitching back. Bradish came back, Wells came back, and their rotation is healthy. They've had problems in their rotation because of health as well. Zach Eflin and Grayson Rodriguez, who were supposed to be their 1 and 2, have only made 13 starts this year, and those have all come from Zach Eflin. Rodriguez hasn't pitched at all. They believe that he'll be healthy next year, but when you don't have your rotation and you don't have your guys in your lineup, it's tough to win games.
1-2 count on Henderson.
Mike, I think he would look good in those orange shoes right there.
I'll wear them tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you got kind of a brownish.
Yeah.
But I think it would look really good on you.
Really go full autumnal.
Yes. I think Meredith agrees.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Warren deals. Just got a piece to stay alive. Orioles are 72-81 overall. The Yankees are 86-67. So Warren comes with a 4.44 ERA. And we mentioned his first inning struggles. If you take those struggles away, his ERA goes to 3.50. So he's had a very good first year.
Oh, for sure. And I think he's learned a lot. He'll be better next year.
As Henderson down on strikes. So the Orioles go down in order against the Yankee rookie right-hander. We'll go to the second. 0-0 here on Yes. Well, let's check out FanDuel's live same-game parlay. Judge going to hit a home run. Jazz, a hit. Will Warren, 5 or more strikeouts. He's already has 2.
I tell you what, it should be worth more than that. This young gentleman on the mound has only given up .27 home runs per 9 innings.
1-0 on Stanton. Stanton, Rosario, and Slater. And a strike. Well, Rogers missed the first month and a half of the season with a right knee subluxation.
You put that in layman terms, Michael.
Yeah, bad knee. And he wasn't called up for good until June 18th, but since then, he's been one of baseball's best pitchers. Now, he was traded at the deadline last year from Miami to Baltimore, for Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby.
His kneecap popped out of place, correct? And I don't think it would stay, so they had to do something. It just sounds bad.
High fly ball way up there left field, backing up Beavers, and comes in a bit and makes the play.
Michael, we know how dominant he was for about a month and a half. You're going to see him just get underneath this ball. And then he went through a period of about 10 games where he really struggled. He's getting really close because he just missed a breaking ball hit for a home run last night. He just missed hitting that one, I don't know, up by the Plumbers pipe fitters up way back there in left field. He's getting close again.
Here's Rosario, 10 for 25 as a Yankee. And one of the big reasons the Yankees got him, they wanted somebody off the bench that hits lefties well, and that's Rosario.
So this is a young man that's really accepted his role and understands his role. You know, over his career, he has killed left-handers. And he's been great with the Yankees. I mean, 10 for 25, he's done exactly what he was supposed to do. See the high OPS, he drives and runs. He had 2 last night. Yeah, and he just seems like he's always the biggest cheerleader on the bench. A great teammate.
And he goes down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Rogers. 2 down.
You know, that came up as a changeup, but it acted like a slider. We're going to see this. I mean, this really cuts. I think it's a slider. And that's just a nasty pitch. I mean, you talk about throwing it down and into lefties. You can do it to right-handers too, and you're going to swing over the top of it.
There's Austin Slater, another righty who hits lefties very well. So they're giving Trent Grisham a night off.
But as we saw last night, Aaron, as soon as, you know, they swap out pitchers, he's not afraid to bring, you know, someone like Trent in the pinch hit. He brought in Chisholm last night who hit a double. He's just trying to get him some rest in this long stretch of games where they've gotten in late, and it's going to pay dividends.
That's the bench tonight with 3 lefties, a switch hitter, and 1 righty, Caballero. Slater fouls it back. So we can say that Rogers is good against lefty batters, but he's also good against righty batters. So lefties at 161 against him. Righty's 189.
It's not a cup of tea whether you're left-handed or right-handed against him this year. An average OPS is about 715 for a major league hitter. Left-handers for him, it's 407. Right-handers for 501. You want to know why he's so dominant? There's no extra base hits off him. There's no slug. He doesn't walk people.
Strike 3. Mr. Johnson has not been hitter friendly tonight. 4 strikeouts. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight's picture is of Sonny from East Patchogue, New York. He looks ready for these final 3 road games of the regular season. Go get him, Sonny. Love it. The end of the regular season approaching, but keep posting your pictures to social media with the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Well, that fan is dressed up as Philadelphia Karen.
I did not know what that was. I do now.
Ryan Mountcastle swings and misses. Returned to the lineup last night. He had been out for a couple of days with a finger issue, and it was the first time in his career that they hit him leadoff. Missed some time this year. Missed 59 games from late May to early August with a right hamstring strain, and he homered in his first at bat off the IL. That one's drilled deep to left field, and he's homered again. See ya. A long home run from Mountcastle. 1-0 Orioles.
Ryan Mountcastle is someone that you want to try to stay away from him, and you're going to see this fastball drift back to the middle of the plate, and it's up, and that's his 6th home run. I mean, this is a guy that hit 33 home runs in 2021, and then they changed the ballpark, and I think it really messed him up. And now I think he's trying to get back to pulling the ball. He was going to right field a lot the last 3 years because of the dimensions when they moved the fences back and up. Now he's trying to pull again.
Ravens helmet is their celebration. And there's a strike to Dylan Beavers.
How about his numbers, Michael? In his first 27 games, he has a .423 on-base percentage.
Made his major league debut on August 16th. Has a really good eye. See, Joe's talking about his 20% walk rate. 3rd in baseball since he was called up. Ground ball second base. Chisholm. 1 out.
Yeah, we see this home run. It's middle, belt high, and Ryan Mountcastle gets on top of it and pulls it and hits it in the seats. I know that's a home run, but he's done such a better job, Will Warren, of mixing his pitches. He just made a mistake there. You got to tap him on the helmet there, don't you?
They'll review the pitch then.
A little tush push there.
There's Jackson. He made his major league debut on August 1st. And he's been the regular right fielder since being called up. Volpe gets a nice hop. 2 down. And here is Samuel Basayo, 21 years old. His debut was August 17th. And his 2nd week in the big leagues, he was signed to an 8-year, $67 million extension.
Is that good?
Not too bad. He's 21 years old. But everybody I talked to with the Orioles, Joe, they don't think his future's behind the plate. They don't think he's a very good catcher. Probably more of a first baseman DH.
Well, you also have Adley Rutschman, and this guy has put up huge numbers. He had 40 extra base hits in like half a season in AAA. That's unheard of.
Let's take a look at the Indeed player resume on Basayo. 10th prospect in baseball. We told you about the extension. Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic is where he hails from. And it was a base hit.
Michael, he has a ton of bat speed, this young man does, and he's going to hit for power. He drives the ball the other way extremely well. He's put up big numbers in the minor leagues, and again, he's only 21 years old. He reminds me of Rafael Devers. I was trying to get some traction from some other people on that comp. They didn't see it, but
you're going to go with it.
It doesn't matter what they see. It's what I saw.
There you go. Now, if he becomes a big star and you want to feel awful, Yankee fans, the Yankees had a deal in place to sign him. Then they signed Garrett Cole as a free agent, cost them $1 million in international bonus pool money, so they couldn't sign him anymore. And then he went to the Orioles for $1.3 million. And Garrett Cole's actually here with the Yankees this weekend. He's throwing in the outfield a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure that all the players are happy to see him. I know the pitchers love talking baseball with him. If I was a young catcher, I would sit next to him and talk pitching all the time and try to learn from him. I used to do that with Greg Maddux when I was a young player because they have so much knowledge.
Sitting next to Maddox would be like a young scientist sitting next to Einstein.
Yeah, it was, but he was just, he paid attention to BP, swings all the time. He just had so much knowledge.
Line drive, it's a base hit. Left center field. Cutting it off in the gap is Slater. Basayo, he runs like a catcher. He'll stop at third. And Cowser picks up a double.
Well, I'm just going to correct you, Michael. He runs like a first baseman is what he runs like. And this is just another fastball up. Cowser does a great job. But Austin Slater, I think, does an even better job. Because if he picks it up on the run, his momentum is going to carry him probably to the wall. And you might send Basayo. But by sliding and stopping it, he's able to get up quick, stop his momentum, and get the ball in. He does a really good job of getting it into Volpe. He runs a little bit like Rafael Devers.
Now Blake will come out and talk with Will Warren. So Cowser, who's had a really rough season, picks up a double there. 3 hits in the inning, a single, a double, and a home run. 1 run in. And now second and third, 2 outs. Meeting breaks up. And now Kobe Mayo will come to the plate. Those are big runs on the bases right now, especially the way Rogers is pitching tonight and has pitched all season.
Yeah. See, in the 12 of his 16 starts, he's given up 1 or 0 runs. Yeah, they're big runs.
1-0.
This young man's had a good September. Last 7 games, hitting .391. Michael, you know, as an organization, you want to feel like your young players are starting to figure it out, and maybe it's that time for Kobe Mayo. He's only 23 years old. There's a ton of swing and miss there on off speed and breaking balls.
Shallow fly ball. Chisholm out, Judge in. Judge will make the play, and he works out of further trouble. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 men left. Garrett Cole likes that outcome. Yeah, good pitch. Now let's talk about it. Well, Carlos Rodon has been nominated for the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One. Fans vote to recognize who best represents the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLBtogether.com/Clemente Award. Josh Chisholm, 3 for his last 22. I think he's been thinking about that 30th home run. He's at 29 now, trying to join the 30-30 club.
Michael, there's been some strikes called so far tonight, some right-handed hitters. I think you're going to start hearing some chirping from the bench. I just got to feel it's coming, Michael.
As a manager, did you feel that extra chirping would affect things?
Sometimes. I know I felt better.
Right.
You know, and you got to fight for your players. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I think it makes them feel better. So I've always thought that was important to do. And let the manager complain, not the player. The player can't get thrown out. The manager can.
He doesn't call that one. The count 3-2.
Okay, well, that one was in the middle of the other batter's box,
which he called against Judge. The 3-2.
So Jazz had to play with pitcher
Rogers.
Rogers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to be teammates. As Rogers first came up, 21. Jazz should know him a little bit. I'm sure he faced him in BP in spring training.
Yankees have won 3 straight and 6 of their last 8. Major League best 24-11 since August 1st. So they've gotten hot at the right time.
The one thing about Rogers too is there's not an overabundance of swing and miss. he has to rely on the defense somewhat. There's weak contact, average number of ground balls. Jazz has done a good job fouling off some tough pitches.
Strikeout number 5 for the left-hander. He struck out 3 Yankees in a row.
I think I spoke too soon. I mean, he gets a pitch to somewhat hit, but I mean, you see the location from Rogers. And it's got to be sneaky, Michael. It's got to play 95, 96, 97. I know we're seeing 92 to 94, but you see the motion. He hides the ball well, and the fastball just seems to get on the hitters.
You know, Rogers is not new to success. 2021, he made the All-Star team with the Marlins. 2.64 ERA in 25 starts.
You had to bring that up, huh?
Why is that bad?
Well, the Phillies, we couldn't beat him back then.
That was his first full year. And he was second in the National League Rookie of the Year voting behind Jonathan India. 27 years old, 13th overall pick by Miami. And that's why you have to worry about evaluating trades too quickly. Because when Stowers broke out for the Marlins, it looked like the Orioles got ripped off. But that deal looks a lot better now that Rogers has been great too.
It's so true, Michael. I think so many times we want to evaluate the trade, you know, 2 weeks in. And Rogers really struggled. He had like a 7.7 ERA last year in 4 starts for Baltimore, and people were really down on him. But look at him this year. I mean, he's been fantastic.
I mean, he's pitching like an ace.
Well, Michael, to that effect, right? There are 5 pitchers that are ahead of him in WAR, right? Skeens, Sanchez, Skubal, Brown, and Crochet. The fewest starts of any of those guys is 29.
High fly ball center field, deep. Cows are back, still back. On the track, he makes the play, up against the wall.
Anthony Volpe has swung the bat extremely well since he's come back. He's now 3 for 9. 2 hits on Tuesday, a hit last night. He hits this ball extremely well. Warmer day on the summer, that might be gone. But I was saying about Rogers, he has a 5.6 WAR. The highest is Skeens at 7.4, and he's made 15 more starts than him.
Wells fouls it off.
He's been swinging better. Wells. You know,
last 3 games, 4 for 8.
Yes. Had a couple big hits last night. Had an RBI single. You know, you were talking about Rutschman and Basayo and what they do. Basayo has actually played like 300 games in the minor leagues, 200 as a catcher, 100 as a first baseman. So, I mean, this has been thought out that he might be a first baseman in the future while Rutschman is here.
There's a game that there were 5 wild pitches. I was talking to a person around the Orioles, and they said 4 of them were on Basayo.
Yeah, I'd have
really
to be
big man behind the plate.
Well, yeah, but he's actually pretty athletic. Like they said the other day at first base, he did the splits. And you know, sometimes they can say, well, it was a wild pitch and it's a backup slider that doesn't go the way it's supposed to. That used to be the pitch that would get me chapped when I got a pass ball, because it's a ball that's going the opposite direction. But I would have to take a look at them, because when you look at his catching numbers, they're not horrible. You know, framing runs, he's -1, so he's almost average in a sense to me.
There's a Yankees first base runner as Wells works a walk.
And I think the toughest position to come in new to or to get traded to is a catcher, because you don't know all the pitchers. And you don't know what they like to do in certain situations. You don't always know how the ball moves.
Goldschmidt can't hold up. 0-1. Fly ball to right in the first inning. Goldschmidt, a .357 hitter against left-handed pitching. .430 on base percentage. So a slider and a changeup. Now he's got him thinking, 0-2.
Yeah, both of them have had depth, Michael. So I wouldn't be surprised if he threw something down like that again, the back foot, or a high four-seamer to see if you can get him to chase. Another changeup. And that was his signature pitch when he first came up. But he added the sweeper this year. Man, I don't think that's the only thing that's made a difference. But wow, has he been good. To me, this is playoff baseball right here. You're facing what you're going to face in the playoffs, the caliber of pitcher. A little tune-up.
The 0-2. Another foul ball. So slider, changeup, and now sinker.
Yeah, and he's trying to front hip him with that sinker. He just didn't get it in enough, and Goldschmidt was able to foul it off because it had too much of the plate. It didn't lock him up.
And that hits Goldschmidt. So a walk and a hit batter, and that'll bring up Judge with 2 on and 2 outs.
Yeah, it was kind of a delayed reaction. Like it took him a while to realize, man, that hurts. We're going to see this breaking ball, this sweeper. Ow! Got him in 2 spots too. And I'm not sure which knee has been beat up. I think it was the right one when he fell hard on it and twisted it the other day. Now he's got a little hamstring problem on the left.
Judge struck out looking in the first inning on a pitch out of the strike zone. And a strike. Well, they have Rogers up to 56 pitches so far. The 0-1.
No. Yeah, you got to say something, Aaron, because I mean, that's a pitch that changes. Here we go. Yeah, because they're seeing them on the iPad, Michael, and they know their balls. Back in the day, you'd hear them yelling from the video room. You know, it's not a. Now you can just look at it. Changes the at bat.
1-2. I told him enough.
That's what it used to get me mad, Michael. I'd want to say enough. You know, enough.
Well, you called this, Joe. That was going to happen.
They know the importance of these games, and you got a really tough pitcher. He doesn't need any help.
Foul back. Yankees had a lot of problems with this umpiring crew in Houston in that series. First and second, 2 outs, 1-0 O's, top of the third.
These are always interesting matchups to me. He got ahead of him 1-2. You have an open base, it's third base, but you got a very good left-hander on deck. What do you do to Aaron Judge?
You strike him out. Big strikeout for Rogers. And the Yankees strand 2. They're still looking for their first hit. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Baltimore. Well, you can't argue balls and strikes. You can't go up to an umpire and start barking about it, but under the guise of having his lineup card out, he comes out and talks to Adrian Johnson, and a somewhat spirited discussion. And then when he departed that conversation, you could read Boone's lips. He said he doesn't need any help.
No, he doesn't. And Aaron's right, and that's the frustrating thing. And it looked like he's like, what is he talking about?
You got the dismissive wave.
Yeah, like I'm calling strikes. No, not so far.
Top of the Orioles order, Jackson Holliday takes a ball from Warren. Holliday's just 21 years old.
You know, there was so much press on him. I don't think he could have ever lived up to the expectations in the beginning. He hit 189 last year. He's hitting 250 this year. There's been significant improvement. The ground ball rate's down. The line drive rate is up.
And that's off of Warren. And he gets it and flips to Goldschmidt. Now we'll see if he's okay where he got hit.
Yeah, I said the line drive was up. Ooh, that hurts. I hope it hit mostly glove there, Mike. Yeah, it looks like it got mostly glove. It's good to be young, Michael, where you could move. Ooh.
Can't feel that great.
No.
There's Westberg.
Needs to bottle that sweeper right there, Michael. That sweeper is a perfect pitch, especially early in the count. Makes his fastball more effective, and you're not doing anything with that sweeper.
Westberg struck out looking in the first.
You know, Michael, I'm not so sure that ball did come off his rib cage a little bit.
Maybe his chest, right?
Yeah, and you hope that that doesn't stiffen up. I mean, adrenaline can get you through a little bit of time, but then all of a sudden you start to feel it.
Right field coming on. Judge dives, and he makes the play. Took a base hit away from Westberg.
You know, I think we always talk so much about Aaron Judge's offense, and his defense is probably underrated. You see the good jump on this ball. He lays out to catch this ball, and that's 6'7", 280 pounds diving to the ground and making a very athletic play. It's really pretty incredible.
Henderson fouls it back.
I mean, he has to feel that.
That's a lot of body coming crashing down.
They have to raise the grass up there a little bit, like replacing your divot. You know?
Boy, I don't know how that wasn't a pitch clock violation. That got down to 0 before he started rocking.
I think his shoestring was moving, Michael.
Maybe.
You got to have something moving. I didn't know you paid attention to that.
Everything. Everything.
How many eyes you have?
One, 3-2. And he walked him.
Well, this might be a time that he runs. He's 26 for 30, and a lot of times managers run with 2 strikes. A lot of times they wait till, or 2 outs with 2 strikes. They try to go a little bit earlier here to get in scoring position for Mountcastle, who's driven in the only run with his home run.
chop. Volpe flips to Chisholm, and that'll do it here in the third. Orioles strand one. We played 3. 1-0 Baltimore. Well, this October, Brooklyn Nets basketball returns to yes as coach Jordi Fernandez leads a fresh new squad loaded with 5 first-round draft picks. Tune in this Tuesday at noon for live coverage of Nets Media Day, then catch the first postseason. Whoa, right back here, Joe. Whoa.
Meredith, come on, make a play. Meredith's scrambling over here.
First preseason game on October 4th, all right here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. I saw that coming. I stopped reading.
Meredith has almost jumped out of her chair.
It was headed right to Meredith.
Yeah.
I was ill prepared for that, I got to be honest. I was reading something, I looked up, and I was like, uh-oh, here we go. I'm better than that. I know that.
Shame on me for not trying to help out, Meredith.
That's okay.
Too.
I forgive you. Michael was just watching it all go down.
I'm a little slow reacting these days.
No, I wasn't just getting, I was reading something just like you, but I was reading mine on the air. Center field off the bat of Bellinger, and right there is Cowser for the first out.
So when's the last time you had one in the booth?
Oh, we've had some back. I don't know if we've caught one. I know, Paul O'Neill went to a crab shell one day. Went underneath the desk. Remember that, Meredith?
I do remember that, yeah.
He wanted no part of it.
He was supposed to protect you, and that's not what was happening, Joe.
No, not at all.
He pushed you into it?
Well, he kind of, he didn't. It's like the Seinfeld scene where George pushes the people out of the way to get
the
out
clown.
of the fire.
Yeah, the clown.
I was the clown.
He wasn't pulling the donut out of the trash, was he?
And what he said made sense. He said, I could go down and get a ball.
That's a good point. Margaret, I was looking it up because you had talked about Trevor Rogers and the amount of pitches that he's thrown already. He's been over 100 twice. 104 is his max. They've done a good job of making him throw some pitches so far. 66. You want him out of this game, one way or another.
I think he threw 33 pitches in the third inning, so that should get him out a little bit sooner, unless he has incredibly economical innings. Three and two. Well, the Royals score a 5 spot in the bottom of the first inning against Toronto. So Kansas City 5, Toronto 1. Again, Yankees start play 3 games in back of Toronto in the American League East.
Big series between Houston and Seattle tonight, right? Hunter Brown's on the mound, I believe, for Houston.
And Stanton works a walk. And that'll bring up Rosario. Meredith, what do you have on Ahmed?
Michael, the Yankees have been so pleased with what he has brought to the table since joining the team. His defensive versatility. Also, he has been incredibly effective at the plate. Aaron Boone was raving about him the other day, saying he loves the way he prepares. He's a complete pro. He likes the energy that he brings to the field on a daily basis, in addition to the fact that he is a veteran presence in that clubhouse. Boone said he understands that he has been a starter in the league, but now he's kind of morphed himself into a lefty killer who can bounce around on defense, and that is what this team needed. It is valuable. And Rosario said, hey, I know playing in New York, people want you to produce. He hopes he has the opportunity to come up big in a postseason game for the Yankees.
And he does know New York because he started out with the Mets. And the last 2 years, the Yankees tried to sign him as a free agent, but they couldn't guarantee him a certain amount of playing time. So he went somewhere else, but they traded for him and he had to come.
And he was asked about the preparation, Michael, and he said, look, I'm used to being a starter. I know what it means to prepare on a daily basis. I haven't changed my routine over the years. I continue to go about it the same way as if I were starting, and he feels as though that has really helped him when he is given the opportunities. He is ready to go.
You know what I noticed right away, Joe? I mean, I don't know know what's going on behind the scenes. This guy's first guy out of the dugout when somebody gets a big hit. Even when he's not starting, he's a bench player, and he's out there.
He is Mr. like energy for the club, and I just feel like he wants to win so bad, Michael. He will do whatever it takes, and if that means cheering on your teammates, I'm going to do that too.
Grounded sharply to short. 1, 2. A 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-0 Baltimore. All right, we have a little bonus today, a little Friday Night Lights trivia. Aaron Judge might win the batting title. He's 6'7". Who are the 5 tallest players to win a batting title? And you could tweet your answer using the hashtag YesNetworkTrivia. We're still going to have a Name That Yankee. Do not panic. But this is a little bonus trivia. And a play there by Slater to retire Beavers.
Well, there might be a new tallest sheriff in town that wins the batting title, and those other guys are goodbye.
I will tell you this, little clue. At 6'7", he would be the tallest judge. So the previous guys, well, you have to figure that out. It would have been Winfield at 6'6", but he finished second to Don Mattingly that year that they battled as teammates, and that was 1984.
So you're saying they're under 6'4", 6'6".
Under 6'6", under 6'6". Two and 0. 1-0 Orioles on the Mountcastle home run leading off the second inning.
Trying again, Michael. You hit it up here. Jeremiah Jackson is finding out that pitchers make adjustment in the big leagues. His first 28 games, he had 333. His last 13, 180.
Two and 2. Joe, have you noticed in walking around the city, there is an influx of lantern flies?
I have.
It's unbelievable.
Yes. Michael, I've had 2 of them fly into my head.
Really?
One each day. One, I opened up the door of the hotel and was like, bam.
See, I've only encountered them. I was walking to get lunch, and they were all over the sidewalk.
Yeah, they're not flying.
But they do get up in the air.
They do. That's right. But you see more on the ground.
And I've been told that you really should kill them because they're really bad.
Yeah, they eat a lot of trees, maple trees.
Yeah.
I was looking it up today.
Guys, they've been invading the area, and nobody is immune, including Yankees manager Aaron Boone, who was doing his pregame press conference, and the bug was just crawling on him, and reporters were kind of trying to let him know quietly, but that it didn't work until Jason Zillow finally said, Aaron, you have a huge bug on you, and then he kind of freaked out a little bit.
He did. I was surprised. He doesn't usually show that freaky side.
And I said, are you afraid of bugs, Aaron? And he said, only if they creep up on me like that. I didn't like that. I don't know who does, but they're kind of gross, guys.
Inside, 3 and 2. So there it is on Aaron's shoulder. That's crawling up to the neck.
It's got a red underneath too.
No.
See, now I'm right there to the side of him. I'm in the line of fire. If that thing flies, I'm next.
Swing and miss.
You think it was going from one shoulder to the other
I
onto
don't know.
you?
I don't know what it was thinking, but I wasn't taking any chances. Had I alerted him, I could have been next. So I was just going to let it play the way it was going to play, Joe.
And also, your commitment was to the soundbite. If you just stop him from talking, you're losing the soundbite now.
My commitment is always to the yes,
Yes.
Michael.
Here's Basayo, singled his first time up.
Michael, this young man has bat speed. I mean, it's top 20 in the league, I believe. I know he doesn't have enough to be qualified, but I think that's what they're so excited about. There's a lot of pop, and there's oppo pop too. A lot of his doubles are off the wall in left center.
And why is Basayo playing? The injury report tells you that. It's brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Rushman on the 10-day IL, right oblique strain, started his rehab assignment Tuesday, and he's expected to return before the end of the season, so the Yankees could see him that final weekend, next weekend, at Yankee Stadium.
He hurt his left oblique earlier in the year.
And he was having a bad year anyway.
Right. I'm going to go back to last year where he really fell off. If you look at the first 90 games, and some of them were DH, he caught 87 of 90 games. Or he played in 87 of 90 games. I think he lost his legs and got into some bad habits. And they said he looked the same, normal in spring training this year.
Oh, nice play there by Rosario. Backhand, sets, fires in the stretch by Goldschmidt to get Basayo. Beautiful play by Rosario. A bad play by the lantern fly. Boone says, enough! Time for Leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Rogers, minimum of 100 innings pitched. He's first in ERA, second in opponent's average against, first in opponent's OPS, and first home runs allowed per 9 innings. He's having himself a season.
You know the mistake he made, though?
What was that?
This year to be a free agent.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that went south, and it eventually got Brandon Hyde fired. They just didn't have enough pitching. And people in Baltimore thought they should have gone deeper into getting big-time pitching. Going after a Max Fried or a Corbin Burns. And Burns ended up getting hurt, but they felt, okay, you built this young infrastructure with young position players. Now we need pitching.
Well, I think they thought Grayson Rodriguez was ready to step up. They had Zach Eflin, and again, those two only made 13 starts in between them. Grayson had a bone chip, was on the IL for a while, and then was coming back and hurt his shoulder, and then went back on with the bone chip, and they finally removed it, so they think he's going to be healthy. But you thought, they're going to see a tough character on, I believe it's Sunday. You're going to see Bradish. I mean, I have written in my report from scouting him a couple of years, this is #1 stuff that Kyle Bradish has. Tyler Wells has had a hard time staying healthy, but he's been good.
Sugano has not been terrible.
No. I mean, he's probably a 4 or 5.
Yeah, yep.
But he's been forced to move up because so many people are hurt.
Slater down on strikes, bringing up the strikeouts. So 7 strikeouts for Rogers, and we take a look at the pitching decisions presented by Sage.
Coming into the game, the Yankees were only 6 for 34 off him, and you see the location of that sinker down, and then this really good changeup. Now he's going to go with a fastball that has a little ride to it. He gets Aaron Judge, locates inside. You're going to see this really good changeup to Slater. He has 7 so far in 4 1/3 innings.
Swing and a miss. 0-1 on Chisholm.
See, Michael, that tells me that the hitters don't pick him up because it's 93, it's belt high, and you're swinging through it. So there's something that's really deceptive. He hides the ball well, and it just gets on you. I mean, I think he keeps his shoulders pointed like behind Jazz for a fairly long time, and then it's bam, it's on top of you. He starts to turn and really lets it go.
Just looked up at the scoreboard between pitches, and Kansas City now leads Toronto 7-1 in the first inning.
Who started for Toronto today?
I don't know. Scherzer did, I'm told. Two and 2 on Jazz. Yankees have not had a hit against Rogers.
You can see that Rogers is calling the game himself. He's got the pitch comm. It looks on his wrist of his glove, and he pushes the button.
High pop up. Mayo. 2 outs.
Volpe's maybe had the best at bat off him. You see him pushing the button there off him tonight.
Drove a ball deep to center. Cowser made the play up against the wall. That was in the third. Here's Volpe right now with 2 outs in the 5th. Right center. And the catch is made by Cowser as Jackson got out of the way at the last moment to avoid a collision. 5 innings in the books. Yankees still don't have a hit. We're halfway through. It's 1-0 O's. Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. A young Yankee fan made her way to Camden Yards. 1-0 Orioles, bottom of the 5th. And here's Cowser. Strange play on the Volpe fly ball because Jackson didn't go behind the center field. He went in front of him, Joe.
Well, he's been an infielder most of his career, and they're teaching him how to play the outfield. Maybe thinking down the road he's a platoon guy for him, or could be an everyday player. So they're having it. I mean, they've had Mateo in center field. I mean, they're teaching a lot of these guys on the run. And when you look at, yeah, he's supposed to go behind, but Jackson had been a shortstop, second baseman most of he did play some outfield in the minors, but for the most part he's been an infielder.
Now, I was watching the game yesterday on Fox, and Ken Rosenthal was interviewing Tony Mansolino. I thought it was very interesting what Mansolino said. You know, obviously he'd like to keep the job. He might not. They're going to look. They're going to have cast a wide net. And he was asked, you know, what's the most difficult thing? And he said, you have to do what's right for the organization, not what's right to keep the job, which means, you know, send the lineup out that you think is the best one to win that night. Well, the organization wants to see certain people. They want to see Jackson and right, Mateo and center. So you almost have to take your ego and shove it aside and your aspirations because you're doing it for the organization, not for you.
Yeah, and you hope the organization rewards you for that somehow, some way.
Right.
Because I'm sure there's things that he would like to do and maybe hasn't been able to do. Is Cowser the center fielder of the future? You know, I'm sure there's question marks about that because he's not a high outs above average. Is Jackson a piece moving forward? There's so many things they're trying to figure out for next year because they got to go into this winter and say, okay, what do we need to do? We know we have to rebuild our bullpen. Batista's down. He's not coming back, you know, next year. He's had the Tommy John, and now he's got, you know, labrum and rotator. So we need a closer. You know, could it be a Tyler Wells? We have a number of starters. Eflin's a free agent. Do we bring him back? Can we count on Grayson? There's so many things. Where does Westberg fit in? He's a really good third baseman. He's also a really good second baseman, but we have Jackson Holliday. So is he our everyday third? There's just so many things that they have to decide. So that's why you have to do what's right for the organization moving forward.
The 1-0.
And here's the thing, Michael. I don't think they're that far off. When I look at what they have, and I'm looking at the rotation now, because the strength of this winning that they've been doing lately has been on the starting pitching. That's a good thing, and I think it's going to be good next year.
Slow roller in front of the plate. Warren gets Mayo.
But they do have to rebuild their bullpen, and I think they have to find a veteran guy that can lead all these young guys.
Well, they made the playoffs the last 2 years. They were expected to make it again this year, so it was a shock when they got off as poorly as they did, and it cost Brandon Hyde his job.
Yeah, and it's, you know, to me it was tough on Brandon Hyde because he didn't have what he expected.
Right. It is funny how people react. Things don't go well with the team. You know, the fan base always wants to blame the manager, and the players don't get blamed. And the players are the ones that are not performing. Now the manager has to do the right things as well. A manager could mess up, but it's easier to fire the manager than change the whole roster.
I mean, I don't really think it's difficult to make a lineup every day. You know who your starters are. You know what type of hitters are. You know how they fit in. You don't want to make it easy on the other manager. So that's why you see a lot of this left, right, left, right, left, right. But the bullpen, managing the bullpen is so important for managers and what they get out of those guys. And if you get a couple guys that get off to slow starts in your bullpen, it's tough.
Remember, I tell the story a lot. I spoke to Mattingly when he was managing the Dodgers, and he said the single most difficult thing a manager has to do is manage the bullpen, because you can make the right choice for the right lane for that pitcher, and that pitcher doesn't have it that night, and you get blamed.
That's right. And then that pitcher can get in a funk because they sit and have to think about it for a couple days. They start to change things. They tinker. They have a lot of time to tinker, and it gets them in trouble.
Left field, backing up Slater, now comes in. And Warren retires the Orioles in order as we go to the 6th. Thank you, Bob. Clayton Kershaw yesterday announced his retirement at the end of the season. Isaac Paredes comes off the IL today, missed 2 months, right hamstring strain. And the Guardians, well, they're not going away quietly. A 7-game win streak, game and a half behind Boston, and breathing down the neck of the Tigers, who are having a bad night tonight. And they put Yordan Alvarez on the IL to get Paredes on. So that's kind of the replacement for Alvarez, as Wells picks up the Yankees' first hit, a single leading off the 6th.
There you go, Michael. He's up around 90 pitchers. Maybe he's getting a little bit tired. You see the scores of the game. I'll let you do that, Michael.
Cleveland leads Minnesota 2-0, bottom of the 1st. Boston and Tampa Bay 2-2, top 3rd. Miami and Texas mid-2nd, 0-0. Seattle leads Houston 1-0, top of the 2nd. Told you the Royals all over the Blue Jays in Kansas City. Deep to left field, but foul.
They got double barrel down in the bullpen, Michael, as he gets up near his pitch count. And see the base hit by Wells, the good swing by Goldschmidt. Just keep that fair.
One and one. Goldschmidt with a fly ball to right, and he was hit by a pitch. Stroud and Ends, lefty and a righty. They have 3 lefties in the bullpen, 5 right-handers. Count 2-1 on Goldschmidt. Whole right side of the infield is open. They're holding Wells with 5 stolen bases at first. Second baseman Holiday shaded up the middle. You've got about 85 feet of infield wide open.
Hit that hole, Michael.
3-2.
Yeah, only 3 stolen bases off of Trevor Rogers going into this game in 16 starts, so I wouldn't think you would see Wells trying to go here.
Driven out to left field and deep. Going back, Beavers on the track at the wall, leaps, and he makes the play. Hustling back to first is Wells. Probably took a 2-run home run away from Goldschmidt.
Well, it's a young man that's got really pretty good speed, and he's had some adventures out in left field this year, and some wild throws, some missed pop-ups. But he is about 6'6", Michael, and it probably helps on this. I mean, he gets up on that fairly easy, and then you see Rogers loves it, gets the ball in and almost doubles up Wells. I mean, So far, the Yankees at bats have been pretty good so far this inning. Maybe they're starting to figure him out.
Joe, you think that's out?
Yes, I do, Michael.
Yeah. So, conference on the mound between Basayo and Rogers, with Aaron Judge waiting.
I think Aaron would get in trouble if he dusted off the corners.
Judge has struck out twice looking in the game. Against the Orioles, he has a home run in his career every 8.27 at bats. 48 home runs in his career against Baltimore.
He had 5 at bats last night, Michael. This is his 3rd, so I would say that. Are you calling something?
Well, you got to go by the numbers,
8,
right?
Yeah.
I'm heavily analytic, you know that. One and one. Two and one. The next pitch will be pitch number 100. Wells leads off first, held there by Mayo. 3-1 on Judge. And the pitch. Count is full. Bellinger on deck. Driven to left field. Beavers coming on, dives, and he holds on to make the play. 2 sparklers by Beavers out and left.
Yeah, he's shown an ability to go back, and now we see the ability to go in, and he gets a good jump on this. And again, I think the long frame allows him to stretch out. Boy, snow cones at Michael. Barely holds on to this. Ooh,
Oh my.
ooh. Something the Yankees may want to look at, but maybe not. Trevor Rogers owes him dinner.
And Bellinger takes a strike.
We're going to take a look at this. It almost rolls out of his glove when he hits here. And wow, that's a snow cone. And I don't even think he realized that it was a snow cone.
1-1 on Bellinger. Bellinger 0 for 2, struck out looking, fly ball to center. Yankees get robbed of a 2-run home run. They get robbed of a single there. Whole different feel of the inning if Beavers doesn't step up. One, two.
There's obviously a fan. I don't know where the fan is in the micro fan, but every time the Yankees have a good swing, he's like, ooh.
And the pitch. Tapped up the middle. Holiday Fields flips to second. Got him for the final out. Yankees strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The answer. Dave Parker, John Olerud, Frank Thomas, Derek Lee, and Joe Mauer, all at 6'5". Judge leads the American League at 326, and he is 6'7".
Pretty incredible.
Do you realize Mauer was 6'5", Joe?
No, I did not. There were a couple guys out. I didn't realize John Olerud was 6'5". I didn't realize Dave Parker was 6'5".
Will Warren Coming out to start the 6th, Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, the Mountcastle home run against Warren. Then the second is holding up as the Orioles lead the Yankees 1-0. Fernando Cruz heating up. Pitch is outside. Why is he up? Pitch count low. Well, it was the 3rd time through the order. The antenna certainly goes up at that point. 2, 3, and 4 in the Orioles order. Westberg, Henderson, and Mountcastle.
Believe it or not, on Will Warren, the numbers aren't much different the 2nd time through and the 3rd time through. There's only, it's a 762 OPS to 777, so it's not that much of a difference. With all the troubles he's had on the 1st, I thought the 1st time through might be the worst, but it's not.
Westberg 0 for 2. Nice play by Judge in the 3rd to retire him. Broken bat right back to Warren. And he booted it. And it rolls past him. And that allows Westberg to reach. I wonder if he was distracted by the bat.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking right at it. And then maybe he peeked up a little bit. Take another look at this. He gets jammed. He's watching the bat. And maybe it just took a little funny hop. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, it looked like it kind of went to his left, Michael. Probably had to spin because he hit it on the inside. He stayed inside of it and it had a little side spin to it, and it just kind of takes off.
Scored an E1.
Yeah, Garrett, it's like, ugh, you had an easy out, kid.
That one is Chopper. Charging is Jazz. Flips with the glove and flips it past Goldschmidt. Westberg will go to 3rd. Moving to 2nd is Henderson. Yankee defense abandoning its role, and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 3rd and nobody out.
Yeah, this is a play that Jazz probably should have tried to flip it with his hand. It's very difficult with your glove to do it. You know, he backhanded. Now, if he does it when he catches it right away and scoops forward, I don't have as much of a problem, but that's a hard backhand throw. And I don't know if he didn't feel it in his glove, and it's probably going to be a single in an air. 2 really soft contact that could have been outs are now 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
Well, Joe, you have it. It's an infield single with an E4, allowing the runners to move up.
Might go to Fernando Cruz because he's much more of a strikeout pitcher than Will Warren. Trying to make a decision here.
So here's Mountcastle, 1 for 2. Yankees bring the infield halfway. Now Jazz coming in a little bit more. 0-1.
Mountcastle wasn't really thinking about a single there, Mike, through the middle of the infield. And as a hitter, you got to make sure that you don't try to pull too much to where you get out in front of everything, and there's a lot more chance of swing and miss. And you hit the ball on the ground. Much more controlled take there from Mountcastle.
Mountcastle home run in the 2nd. We look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 114.3 off the bat, and it traveled 422 feet. Just missed. Shows you the faith they had in Warren. Cruz is ready.
Yeah, Will Warren has the ability to strike people out. I mean, it hasn't been an issue of stuff this inning. It's been an issue of making the plays.
Into right field. Judge is there. He'll make the catch, tagging Westberg, and the throw comes in behind Henderson. He stays at 2nd. Westberg scores. An RBI from Mountcastle. It's 2-0 O's. Let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam with Dylan Beavers coming up, and those 2 catches that he made in the top of the inning.
Yeah, he may have turned around the game. He robs a 2-run homer from Goldschmidt, and then the next hitter, Aaron Judge, he robs a single in front, going back, going forward, laying out. Outstanding defense. Did you see that? Warren was looking down and the ball was on its way. That would have been something if it got by him, and then Henderson ended up on third. He was fixing the mound, looking down, and Wells threw the ball back to him.
Pickoff is on. Little side note, Joe, I wonder if you saw the same thing I did. I thought the throw behind the runner was the best throw that Judge has made since the injury.
Yeah, I believe he's getting better. I thought the throw in Minnesota wasn't bad. It's not everything, but why make it be everything if you don't need? You know, he's holding back, I believe, and I think there's more in there.
Now the throw at 75.2 miles per hour. So Joe said he's not unleashing it, but remember the first couple of games he was just looping the ball in. That had some loop to it as well, and the replay didn't look as strong. 3-0 on Beavers. And he walked him. And that looks like it's going to do it for Warren. Defense abandoned him. First his misplay, and then Jazz's bad flip. That got him into trouble. The sac fly by Mountcastle. Now the walk to Beavers. First and second, 1 man out, 2-0 O's. And they're going to go to Cruz with Jackson coming up. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Untuckit. Find the perfect fit today at untuckit.com or more than 80 stores worldwide. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Optimum Fiber. Get Optimum, the fastest fiber internet. Don't take slow for an answer.
Boy, Kenny had some pipes, didn't he?
He did.
Wow,
Yeah.
Kenny.
That was before pipes were a thing.
And guys, he wanted to apologize that he's not going to be able to see us when we're here in Baltimore. He is in Sardinia right now.
Sardinia.
Yeah.
I don't blame
How
him.
wonderful, right?
Yeah.
Good for him.
I might
Enjoy
fly and see him
yourself.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself, Kenny.
We still miss him.
Something tells me he's finding a way to watch over there, though, knowing Kenny.
Fernando Cruz. You see his numbers. He's in.
Ooh, a little Louis Tiant there. He's become kind of the fireman where he puts out fires.
Yeah,
comes in the
with
middle.
guys, yep.
Yeah, because he's got that strikeout split. That's really what you need in these situations.
You mean like that?
Feet. Yeah, got to be yelling feet. And it's amazing, Michael. We look up, we look everywhere but at our feet because we don't think it's there because it's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be out in front of you.
And is the pitcher that's yelling it?
Usually.
Pretty good outing by Will Warren.
I thought he did a much better job of mixing his pitches tonight. Only gave up the 4 hits in 5 1/3 innings.
There's a high splitter, 2-1. Three and one. Runners lead, 1 man out. And the pitch. Now the fastball away.
Yeah, he's got an interesting leg kick. A lot of people pick up their leg in a sense it's an L. There's a bend to it and it goes straight down. His is more like straight out. It doesn't have that 90-degree angle between your thigh and your calf. batter. See it? It's a little different, Michael.
Did he go? No, he did not. So he holds up, walks on the full count delivery, and that loads the bases.
Yeah, you're going to see his leg kick kind of goes out a little bit more than most people. It's got kind of a swing to it, a gait to it. Like an Edgar Martinez back in the day, it was straight up and basically straight down. It's a lot of movement.
Here's Samuel Basayo.
If you get him to hit it on the ground to someone, Michael, it's a great guy for 2. Because you told me earlier he runs like a first baseman.
I don't remember saying that.
That's how I heard it.
Okay.
I got him in the bottom 11% in sprint speed. Back in the day, what percent would you have been?
Negative. Yeah. And they turn 2 on this. There's 1. No, it just wasn't hit hard enough. A run will score. Henderson crosses the plate. It'll be an RBI for Basayo, and it's 3-0 O's.
Yeah, he got on top of a split and just kind of beat it in the ground, and it's not hit hard enough to Jazz, and then you get a low throw, which makes it more difficult on Volpe, but they weren't going to get him anyway. Yeah, you see the frustration because they got what they wanted. They got a ground ball, but it wasn't hit hard enough.
So here's Cowser. Check swing, fouled away.
Cowser in his career has had all kind of trouble with changeups and splits. Really struggles with them, so I would think he's going to see a ton of them. I can only throw him a fastball for show, not for a strike. He might chase it.
Third inning, Kansas City all over Toronto, 10-1. Tim Hill warming for the Yanks. First and third, 2 outs. 2 runs in, it's 3-0 Baltimore. Jazz Chisholm for the final out. 2 big errors leading to 2 runs. It's 3-0 O's. The 1,513 hits and 134 home runs. Spent a lot of time with the Orioles. Then 3 years with the Yanks, Reds, and finished with the Yankees. Name that Yankee. New pitcher, so Trevor Rogers is out. Gave up 1 hit over 6 innings. It's Dietrich Enns. Last 14 games, or the 14 games with the O's, 2.92 ERA.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, Michael. Minnesota in 17, Tampa Bay in 21, Japan 22 and 24, Detroit and Baltimore this year. Really high arm angle. Get it up to 96. Can leave the ball up though.
Here's Stanton to start it off. Now 106 pitches for Rogers, and that's a season high. And his ERA is down to 1.35.
Michael, he's had 9 of his 17 starts. He's given up 0 runs. I mean, it's incredible.
Enns was traded from Detroit to Baltimore for cash at the deadline. And he's pitched well for the Orioles.
You know, I'm always curious how much that cash is. That never gets stated. Another player, we always know who it is, or a player to be named. They never talk about the cash.
Might be 140 bucks, maybe something like that.
I think we got Cody Ross when I was with Miami for $1.
$1.
$1. He was in LA.
2-2. Now Dietrich Enns pitched for 6 seasons in the Yankee farm system. from 2012 to 2017. He's 34 years old. 2-2. Got him. One down.
He's figured out that his fastball plays up in the zone, and he's used it really effectively with Baltimore. I mean, it's a guy that's really trying out for next year. It could get an opportunity as well as he's thrown.
Here's Rosario. Kind of odd they bring in the left-hander in this lane, Joe. You've got Stanton, Rosario, and Slater.
Yeah, I think he just happens to be one of their high leverage guys that he thinks that he can get something out of. The other thing, though, you know that if you bring in a left-hander, you're going to see a couple pinch hitters. You're going to see Grisham for sure, and you possibly could see Rice, and maybe he liked these matchups better.
High fly ball right field, way up there. Jackson puts it away.
Can't say I've ever heard it described that way. What?
It was like a home run in a silo.
Or a phone booth?
Yeah. So here is Slater. Struck out twice against Rogers. And now he loops a single into right center field. Yankees' second hit of the night. That'll bring up Chisholm.
Yeah, he's been really good against lefties his whole career, and it was unfortunate when he first got to the Yankees. He got hurt and missed some games, and then had a hamstring problem. But getting a chance to play tonight. Didn't play last night against the left-hander. This would be a good time for Jazz's number 30, Michael.
29 home runs, 75 ribbies. High fly ball, right field. Jackson back, track, wall, see ya. Number 30. Girardi called it, and the Yankees pull to within one.
Michael, you know what that pitch was, I believe? The old dreaded cutter, Michael. Gets the Yankees right back in this game. This is not a bullpen that has a lot of depth to it and strength. Jazz gets a high cutter, and he hits his 30th home 30-30 club. Wow, that's special.
Only the 4th time in Yankee history, only the 3rd player. You got Bobby Bonds in '75. Soriano did it in '02 and '03, and now Jazz joins that club as Volpe fouls it back. I think he's been waiting on that, Joe.
Yeah, I think you'll see him finish the season strong now that he gets this out of the way. But this is just a high cutter, Michael. Mo, that was a great pitch, but you've messed up a lot of people. I was just mad that he gave it to Roy Halladay. Look at this. No movement at all, Michael. He stays on that back side. He gets his foot down early, gets great extension. Take a look at it from this view. Boom. And he's just got that little like cock with his hands. There's not a lot of up and down or back. It's just the barrel goes forward and it comes back, and that's his timing mechanism.
2-2.
Ben Rice, look at him. He's a great cheerleader too. Garrett Cole.
They know those numbers.
Yeah.
They know what he's waiting on.
I mean, there's, like, you think about some special things that happened. You know, I always think about the special things that happened when I was a part of the team as a manager or a player, but there's a lot of special things happening this year. I mean, you get a guy 50 home runs for the 4th time. You can have 4 guys with 30 home runs on your roster. I mean, these aren't things that are done very often. There's only been 3 other players that have hit 54 times. McGuire, Sosa, Babe.
The 2-2. Popped up. First base side. Mayo in foul territory puts it away, and that'll do it. But with 2 outs, a single by Slater, and then Chisholm sitting on 29 home runs, puts him into the Yankee record books. His 30th home run of the year. A 2-run blast. It's 3-2 O's. All right, thanks, guys. 3-4-0 for the O's, 2-3-2 for the Yanks. Will Warren lasted 1 out into the 6th. Chisholm is the 4th 30-30 season in Yankee history. Trevor Rogers pitched great. Ryan Mountcastle with a solo home run against Will Warren in the 2nd inning. So it's 3-2 on the forward scoreboard in favor of the Orioles. And it's an 0-1 count on Kobe Mayo. Fernando Cruz still in there. Quickly 0-2.
These are the type of games that the Orioles have actually won kind of against the Yankees, or the low scoring ones, because the Yankees have out homered them by a ton, outscored them by a ton, and they're only 4-3 against them.
Foul ball. Nine, 1, and 2 in Baltimore's order. Mayo, Holiday, and Westburg. Swing and a miss. Good splitter. 1 away.
You know what that was, Michael? That pitch.
That pitch.
There it is again. Wow. With great depth to this. Mayo's way out in front. He's been swinging the bat really well for them. Not so much now.
Well, they're going to call on Tim Hill. So Cruz comes on. Gets 3 outs. And now with 1 out here in the 7th, Hill against Holiday when we come back. Time for the bullpen budget, brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. They only used 1 guy in the bullpen yesterday. Paul Blackburn pitched the final 2 innings, and Fried gave them 7, so everybody had the night off. Sure, they like to stay away from Devin Williams, although they did pitch Cruz for the 3rd time in 4 days. They like to stay away from 3 out of 4.
Michael, I think they would like to use Devin Williams to me, because that means they're leading. Yeah. I know what you're saying, though.
So Hill against Holiday.
Yeah, there's been a lot of improvement from Jackson Holiday. He still has struggled against left-handers, only hitting .209 as we see there. But he does have some home run, and he's got oppo pop. For a guy that's not nearly as big as his father, he's got some oppo pop.
From the outfield grass, Chisholm gets Holiday. Come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, September 23rd, when the Yankees kick off the final homestand of the season and take on the White Sox. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Ken, and tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. So here's Jordan Westburg. He reached on the E1 by Warren starting out the 6th inning. That started that 2-run 6th, followed by a throwing error by Jazz Chisholm. Rico Garcia spent some time with the Yankees, 2 separate stints with the Mets this year. He's warming. Soft ground ball. Charging Rosario. He can't make the play.
Yeah, that's just some bad luck, because I don't think you're going to be able to throw out Westburg. He runs really well, and it's just a slow roll. It's what Tim Hill gets. He gets soft contact on ground balls. He gets a ton of ground balls, does everything he can to barehanded. He probably got his hand down a little bit late, but I think it's a hit no matter what.
And that is a base hit. And there's the speed Joe's talking about.
like he's still limping a little bit there, Michael, because of that ankle injury he had.
Well, Matt Blake wants to talk things over with Hill, who'll be facing Gunnar Henderson.
You know, Meredith, I think you're probably an expert on this, so I'm going to ask you is, when you have a bad ankle, it's harder usually to slow down than run, correct?
Life moves, and so should your connection. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you. Spectrum.
Accelerating usually a little easier than trying to stop abruptly, and depending on exactly what you did, obviously the side-to-side motion, no cup of tea either, but
yeah, you've had some ankle issues.
just a couple. That joint bears all your weight though, so it's difficult for it to heal.
Pitch to Henderson's high. Hit the other way, and it is a fair ball down the left field line. Westberg heading to third. He's coming home, and he'll make it without a throw. It's an RBI double for Henderson, and the Orioles lead 4-2.
Yeah, again, it's not a ball that's smoked, and it's a ball that he gets jammed a little bit and hits it down the third base line, a line drive. And usually when he's going well against lefties, he's hitting the ball the other way. And it's unfortunate that they give up this run. Again, they're not going to get him at home anyway. Westberg runs too well. You got to stop it now. You got two more chances to score some runs, and now they have a 2-run lead.
Anderson is 65th ribby, and that knocks Hill out of the game. Doval's been warming, so they'll bring in Doval to face Mountcastle. Slow roller, and then a jam shot down the left field line against Hill. So a big run for the Orioles. They get back one of the two the Yankees scored. Now the Yankees go to the bullpen. Time for the Audi electric moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local tri-state Audi dealer today.
You know, Michael, I'm going to say it again. It's as good as I've seen him all year. His changeup, his fastball up the zone, his sinker was really effective. His curveball was outstanding. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 13 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. And he did it in 87 pitches. And a lot of times when you have so many strikeouts, it's not so easy, but it tells you they were quick strikeouts.
And guys, you had to love what he said after the game. I don't care how many strikeouts I have. The end goal is to win, especially this time of the year. You look at Max Fried over his last 6 starts, pitching to a 1.60 ERA. Exactly what the Yankees want to see as they are rapidly approaching the postseason.
The Yankees want to see Doval straighten things out, so 3 consecutive scoreless appearances for him. Now he's going to face Ryan Mountcastle.
He was really good his last outing. He was in control of the strike zone. It only, I think, took him 10 pitches to get through the inning. His slider was good. I think he hit 101 with his cutter. I mean, it was pretty electric.
Runner at second, 2 outs. Fly ball, right field, coming on Judge. He's there, 1 pitch. And Doval got it done. Orioles get a run on 2 hits. They leave 1. We go to the 8th. It's Bronx Buds presented by Hexclad. On this week's show, join Rib, Bash, and Oscar as they adventure around the Big Apple in search of the perfect bubble gum bubble. Stream Bronx Buds exclusively on the Gotham Sports app. It's fun for the whole family. Look at the Inner Harbor here in Baltimore. Hyundai scoreboard, Orioles 4, Yankees 2. Second game of this 4-game set. Rico Garcia in 16 games with the Orioles, a 3.07 ERA. He is on his 3rd team of the season, bouncing around on waivers. There's a strike to Wells. Started with the Mets, picked up by the Yankees, then went back to the Mets and on to the Orioles.
He likes the East Coast.
31 years old. And he's from Honolulu.
Really?
Swing and a miss. Got him on the change.
You know, he went curveball, changeup, and it's not always what you expect because he's got 98 in the tank. You see the run and the depth to it. Just well swung over the top of it.
So Ben Rice is going to pinch hit for Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt was 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, robbed of a home run by Beavers in left field in the 6th. Yankees down to their final 5 outs.
Ben Rice has had a great road trip. 8 for 18 on this road trip. All kind of doubles.
One and one on Rice. Rice gets on. That brings up Judge as the tying run. 4-2 Baltimore. Two and one. Garcia, 30th round pick in 2016 out of Hawaii Pacific University, second major league player from that school, and he wears number 50 to honor the first, Benny Agbayani.
Michael, he hasn't thrown a fastball yet. Thrown 7 pitches. You would think he threw 88, not 98.
So is he due for a fastball?
Well, I would think at some point you got to throw one, don't you?
3-1. Well, there he did, and he walked a big walk. Pinch hit for Rice. Judge 0 for 3, struck out twice. Last time robbed of a hit by a diving Beavers. Strike. Fans, go to Yes Network on X and vote for the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. Is it number 1 Trent Grisham, number 2 Aaron Judge, or number 3 Max Fried? Drilled to left field. That is a base hit in front of Beavers as Rice moves to second, and that'll bring up Bellinger.
Bellinger has been so good in these situations, hitting 348. You see Aaron Judge gets his fastball inside, really pulls his hands in. It's up in the zone. He finds a way to get somewhat on top of it and get it in between the shortstop and the left fielder for a base hit. And look at this. Look and pull his hands in there. Ooh, that's strength. Bellinger hitting 348 with runners in scoring position.
Now Weaver joins Leiter. Guess if the Yankees take the lead, it'll be Weaver. Goes to the curveball there, 0-1.
Started every lefty off with a curveball and then followed it with a changeup.
In front of the plate, slow roller. Garcia will get Bellinger. Did it again, right? That was a change.
Yes, it was. Michael, I thought he had a chance to beat this out because Garcia's not really comfortable throwing the ball in situations like this. You're going to see him kind of feel for this throw as he throws it. He doesn't really like let it go. It's, ooh, let me throw a little dart. And he almost throws it into the runner Bellinger, but nice job by Mayo. But they got a chance. They got a tying run at second base. It only takes a single now.
So the pitching coach, Drew French, comes out to talk with Garcia. You got Stanton coming up. On deck is Rosario. And you could go any number of ways. Grisham still an opportunity to pinch it with him, or Ryan McMahon, who's been struggling offensively.
I would think that you would use Grisham, because if they bring the left-hander in from the bullpen, I think you're more comfortable letting Grisham hit off him, or you could hit Dominguez, even over Dominguez, probably right-handed.
That's the bench. They used Rice. He had a pinch hit walk.
And there are those days that we're not sure if a manager's just trying to give a guy a day off. He needs it, something's aching, and he may not be quite available.
Tying runs at second base for the Yanks. Stanton's at the plate. Rice at third, Judge at second. Yankees down by 2.
And if you're Aaron Judge, you have to make sure you get a big secondary, because Stanton hits the ball so hard, he hits ground balls so hard that it will get to the left fielder pretty quickly, and you got to make sure you can score.
Swings through that fastball. Two and 1. Stanton 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Game 2 of this 4-game set. Yankees won 7-0 last night. Ground ball, third base. Fielded there by Westberg. The throw, and they get Stanton for the final out. No runs, a hit, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. By Spectrum, it's internet, mobile, and streaming TV, all from one place. And by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play.
You know, Michael, that's one of my favorite things that the Yes broadcast does, is the players and then the opposing and the people from the town. I feel like I learn a lot. I learn where people are from.
So Ben Rice takes over at first. Mark Leiter takes over on the mound.
He has not used his split as much as he has in the past. That was a big swing and miss pitch for him. He's used that curveball more. Not sure where that was.
The Yankees will try to hold it right here at 4-2. They'll probably face Keegan Aiken in the 9th inning. He'll come in and try to close it for the O's. Got to be very frustrating for the Yankees. They very much know that Toronto is on its way to a loss. And if the Yankees would win, it would cut the lead down to 2.
Yeah.
And you're running out of calendar now, so you can't let these opportunities pass you by.
Here's a good split. You have 8 games after tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Toronto would have to really fall flat on their face, you know, if the Yankees were to lose tonight and they have 3-game lead with 8 to go. And as you said, it's like 4.
Yep. 2-2 on Beavers. Beavers 0 for 2 with a walk. He's made his presence felt with a great play on a Goldschmidt drive over the fence and left, steal a 2-run home run. Swing and a miss. There's that split.
Wrong guy, but it worked. That's for sure. I mean, this has been such an effective pitch for him, and I've just felt like he's gotten away from it a little bit. He's thrown a couple good ones to Beavers there. You know, he has, as a reliever, he has that pitch that he likes to steal a strike with, and it's his curveball, where he doesn't have to show the split until the end.
One 1-0 on Jeremiah Jackson. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Lined into center field. It's a base hit in front of Bellinger. Well, stay tuned tonight after Yankees coverage for the best of Talking Yanks presented by your local Ford stores. Get the top talking points from this week in Yankees universe, including John Boy's banter with Aaron Boone. That's tonight after the postgame on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. So here is Samuel Basallo. Dylan Carlson takes over the pinch run for Jackson. One and 0. Tried to drop the curveball in and missed. 2-0.
So I was looking at the sprint speed for these Dylan Carlson and Jeremiah Jackson, and it's basically the same. But he must be considered a better base runner, and he is a better outfielder. He's played it a lot more, and he will replace him in the outfield somewhere.
2-1. On Basallo.
It's a pretty calm take for someone as young as he is. He didn't even offer. He's got a really quiet swing, not a very long stride.
Center field, Bellinger. 2 outs. Well, let's check the upcoming schedule brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. 2 more games here in Baltimore, and then the Yankees head home for the final regular season homestand. Monday's an off day. Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday against the White Sox, and then the Orioles again. Friday, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that Sunday afternoon game being at 3:05, where everyone plays at the same time. So if you're on the West Coast, it's a 12:05 game. I think that's better. It makes it interesting, and you can watch the scores, because there's still some races that have not been decided.
And all the rest of the games will be right here on Yes. High drive into right field. Judge back, still back, and he makes the play in front of the warning track for the final out. No runs a hit. 1 man left. Can the Yankees rally in the 9th? Well, Fordham was involved as well. The answer is Paul Blair, who coached at Fordham, the baseball team, and he was one of the best center fielders that you'll ever see. With the Orioles at the start of his career, could run it down with anybody.
Oh,
wow, that's pretty good.
A little juggling act.
Game 1, 77, walk-off base hit for Paul Blair. Eight-time Gold Glove winner, 4-time world champion, 2 with the Yanks, 2 with the O's, and replaced Reggie Jackson in right field in that famous situation at Fenway Park. That one's blooped into center field, and coming on to make the play is Cowser.
Yeah, Dylan Carlson went into left, and they moved Beavers to right, where he has played a little bit more. Saw him play the left field pretty well tonight.
Well, the Yankees running out of outs. And 0-1 on Slater. Righties did not hit him that well.
Now he has a really short arm stroke, which his fastball plays up, slider, change up. He's got really good control. He's been a really valuable piece for them because you can use him on short stints or multiple innings because he was a starter for a long time in the minor leagues.
And a strikeout. And the Yankees are down to their final out. We take a look at the outcome of Don't Take Slow for an answer replay.
Well, Jazz got him back in this game in the top of the 7th with his 2-run home run, his 30th of the year. He's now joined the 30-30 club, and it looked like the Yankees might have a real chance to come back, and now they're down to their last out.
Chisholm at the plate, Volpe on deck. Aiken has been getting the save chances since Felix Bautista went down. Down to their final strike, and after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. Oriole fans standing up here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, sometimes I think pitchers like this can get overlooked that have the ability to locate in all the quadrants. We've seen him go down. We've seen him go up. We've seen him go away. Throw a breaking ball behind in the count.
30 years old, 6 big league season. And the 0-2. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. As the Orioles beat the Yankees 4-2. And this one's a tough one for the Yankees if they're trying to catch Toronto. Those are the standings right now. Toronto's losing, so the Yankees lose a half game. But if Toronto loses, it goes back to 3. And as you mentioned, Joe, they're running out of games, 8 more.
Yeah, they ran into a really, really hot pitcher. He's been great all year in Trevor Rogers, and he was again tonight. He went 6 innings, only gave up the 1 run. Couple of walks. He keeps the ball in the ballpark. And I thought Will Warren actually pitched really well, giving up 1 earned run in 5 1/3 innings. So it was just that Trevor Rogers was great tonight again.
Well, the Yankees have another one tomorrow, but tonight they lose this one 4-2. We'll come back with awards and then the post.
God bless you. I'm up on this one again. No. Double pro. I met this girl last December. Her name na Monica. She sent me her picture from Twitter. She dey always wear short Nika tie. Monica too fine, no, but Monica too like money. I spend money for Monica. She still the follow. She still the waka. See Monica with trendy boy. I see Monica with double pro. I see Monica with Tomo Healer. GC, now waiting this up. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife for material. Too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother. Christmas clothes for your sister. Plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father Okada tie. She still the waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife material.
If you get money, Monica go stay with you. If you not go get money, Monica fit stay with you. Monica, follow. If you get big things, she swallow. If you don't get, borrow. Monica don't take for Monica fit shame you. If you today no be the same you, why can't they love the same you? Monica when I see for Facebook, Monica go far away. Monica dey with that day, but me I go away. We tell me I like it. Just you can't spend money. Monica want come party. If you no go concert, Monica no be Dundee. She like Dundees.
Run to my place, she go run, come. I swear she go run, come. She see me take out money, she go shake bum. She go shake bum. She dey pepper for mat like say I lick dum. I say I lick dum. She do like skin touch, she know they use condom. I swear she know they use condom. Monica,
oh, Monica go kill the best, yo.
too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother, Christmas clothes for your sister, plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father go tie. She still the waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica no be wife material.
It's time to give you no